So I went to the store and I grabbed a pack of pasta and I said, okay, is this going to be healthy and good for us? And the body said no, because it's truth, right? No, I said, first I said, shall we buy this? They said yes.
Yes.
And then I said, is it going to be healthy for us? And it said no. And then I kind of figured out that it was like, no, not quite, no. So there was some wiggle room there. So I said, okay, so what if when we cook it, I eat half of this pack? And it said, no, it's not good. It's not healthy. It's not going to be good for us. What about a quarter? If I eat a quarter of this pack, and it said, yeah, we can eat a quarter, and it's not going to be unhealthy for us. And it's like, OMG. Because there's truth in it, see? It's like, it can tell you the truth, but the initial response was when I said, should we buy this?
Oh, yes.
It's good for us,
No.
No, it's good for us, yes. It's healthy for us, no. Welcome to the Driving to the Rest podcast. This is Inelia.
And this is Larry. Just a quick note. If you're hearing this, you're on our free feed, which means you'll only get the first part of this conversation.
To access the rest, go drivingtotherest.com and subscribe to the Wisdom Keeper Hour.
Join us and our expert panelists for detailed insights and the after party where you're invited to join in the conversation. Head over to drivingtotherez.com and become a subscriber.
Your $8 subscription keeps this podcast ad-free and helps us keep the lights on and maybe even get a decent cup of coffee. More importantly, it connects you with a community of passionate wisdom keepers like yourself. So if you're ready to go deeper, join us at drivingtotherez.com and support the journey.
Hi, Annie.
Hi. When pain warps your timeline.
Yeah, I asked my body. It's just not into it today. I think it should just stop.
Yeah, you better just go back to bed and not do anything for the rest of the day.
All right, fine.
When feeling good becomes the goal instead of the compass.
Yes, the compass.
Yes.
This is an interesting article because I've noticed this tend to creep into a lot of our community and people that I've been listening to and hearing.
Yes.
That they tended to say something along the lines of, my body doesn't want to, so I'm not gonna.
Yes, yeah.
Or my body really wants to, so I'm gonna.
Yeah.
My
body says yes.
My body says yes, so we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Of course, I used my body for a compass a long time ago, and it sure did like going to have a beer.
Yes.
One was too many and 100 not enough.
Yes, exactly. You got it.
So let's hear what you had to say.
Okay, I'm going to read my article.
All right.
When pain warps your timeline.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that title is specific because when we make decisions, especially major decisions,
right?
There's a split in a timeline, right? Depending on what decision you make, then you have two timelines out of that major decision. I'm not talking about whether you have an apple and an orange. That's not a major decision that splits a timeline.
Well, you know how I answer that anyways.
Both.
Yes, I'll have both.
So you stay in the same timeline.
I'm just very attached to my timeline, honey.
Yes. Have you ever heard someone, maybe yourself, say, I checked and my body said no?
Oh, 100 times.
Yes. When it comes to making an important decision. Yes.
An important decision.
Mm-hmm. Larry and I were talking on our drive home after looking at 2026 goal about a pattern we've seen again and again, not just in others, but in ourselves. When faced with decisions, even important ones, people often choose based on pain avoidance. The deciding factor isn't what's best long term, but whether something feels comfortable or uncomfortable in the body. That choice feels reasonable. It's also quite costly. This will often evolve into a catch-22 situation, always feeding itself into unending circles that have us spinning on our wheels and not getting us anywhere. An example of these spinning wheels, when we fall for the body decision making avoiding pain, is when the higher self will place us in super painful situations in order to shift us to do something else, like poverty and bad credit, for example, to stop us from shopping addiction. Left field, I know. There's a couple of things there, right?
Yeah. One is listening to the body, and the other is letting the body decide.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. And then when we let the body decide all the time, then our expanded awareness, which is what I call the higher self, starts sending us situations that will function within that context that we work with, right? Making the body decide that make it very uncomfortable so that we make the right decisions.
Which is kind of a catch-22 there.
Yeah.
Is that the language you really want to use?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to do that. You really don't.
Not a high-frequency individual.
No, that's not going to be good either way. It reminds me a little bit of that NDE story. Remember that NDE story where the man remembered a previous lifetime where he incarnated to be a really good dad. He wanted to have children and be a really good dad. That was his reason for incarnating in that lifetime. And then he discovered alcohol. And he decided he's going to drink alcohol.
His mind.
Yeah, he changed his mind and he just drank himself to death, actually. And he died quite young of this addiction. And then when he was dead, he thought, oops.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Why did I do that?
Yeah. So then he came back to do the original one.
Do the life I'd picked originally.
Yeah, be a good dad. And he did not touch alcohol. So that's one of the examples to me that shows you how sometimes a body will, when you let the body rule, it doesn't always lead you what you came here to do, your mission,
Right. It's not the decider of that, in a sense, I guess. I don't know. It's like you don't want to ignore it, but at the same time, it's not the boss.
No, it can't think long term.
Right. It doesn't have long-term thought process in it. It's like asking my dog, hey, should we save this chicken till tomorrow? Because we only have a little bit of chicken, so we should have some tonight, some tomorrow. Or should we eat it all right now?
Yeah, what should our dog
What do you think the dog's going to say?
Oh, I know what our dogs will say.
What chicken? It's gone. Right.
Yes.
Yes.
The body is brilliant and not in charge. I've spoken at length about why body-based resonance and dissonance are not enough to truth something, even though our body is excellent at finding what is true and what is not. Sensations and emotions can be influenced by unconscious programs, fears, responses, or the body's own agenda. However, even though the body is excellent at seeking comfort and relief, and we can use that tendency to find what is true and what is false, the body is not designed to evaluate long-term outcomes that include life changes. The body is designed for here and now comfort cue, illustrated sometimes by the saying short-term pain for long-term gain, used to push through discomfort in order to achieve perhaps better physical fitness. Body says no, but we know better.
Yeah, it's time to go for a like Greg. Come on now, let's get you outside. No, my couch is nice and my clicker is working.
Yeah, and it's raining out
and I got
there.
snacks.
Yeah.
And it's raining and muddy. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
You'll feel better. No, I don't want to. Let's go.
Yeah.
Very well. Let's go. Ring gear, please.
Yeah. And then when you come back, you feel
I feel so good.
Yeah.
You were right.
But for some reason, I think that's the main aspect of it, right?
Mhm.
Because bodies are very much in the present time and they do not strategize in long term. So using our bodies to make long-term decisions is not a good plan. It really isn't. It really isn't.
Mhm.
But the truthing stuff, right? We have a truthing class that teaches you exactly how to use the body because it's really good at spotting truth and lies, or truth and not and untruths, or something that's not quite right. It's really good at that. But if you say to the body, okay, so this is another example.
Okay.
So I was at the store many years ago when I lived in California, and I knew that eating the amount of pasta that I was eating was giving me bellyache. Okay. So I went to the store and I grabbed a pack of pasta and I said, okay, is this going to be healthy and good for us? And the body said no, because it's truth, right? No, I said, first I said, shall we buy this? It said yes.
Yes.
And then I said, is it going to be healthy for us? And it said no. And then I kind of figured out that it was like, no, not quite, no. So there was some wiggle room there. So I said, okay, so what if when we cook it, I eat half of this pack? And it said, no, it's not good. It's not healthy. It's not going to be good for us. What about a quarter? If I eat a quarter of this pack? And it said, yeah, we can eat a quarter and it's not going to be unhealthy for us. And it's like, OMG. Because there's truth in it, see? It's like, it can tell you the truth, but the initial response was when I said, should we buy this?
Oh, yes.
It's good for us,
No.
No, it's good for us, yes. It's healthy for us, no.
Not good. Well, yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
So should we get this?
Yes.
It would be delicious. Yes, we
yes,
should get
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Is it going to be good for us? No.
No.
How about half of it?
No.
How about a quarter of it? Yeah. We can do a half.
Yeah.
We can do a
quarter. A quarter's good. Yeah. That's not going to harm us.
So we've got information from our body. Is our body the boss of that decision still?
Information, but we make the decision, right? But we have to really pinpoint the data that it gives us.
We need some precision.
Yeah, a lot of precision.
Not just using my body for my excuse for whatever.
Right. Because that's usually just excuses, like you said.
Usually, yeah. I can just, hey, you can't argue with my body. My body said I'm doing it, and so I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about you?
Mm-hmm.
It makes a real complicated conversation when it's four of us talking to each other, and there's only two people. My body thinks you should. Oh, yeah. Well, my body doesn't want to. My higher self is pretty sure. Oh, yeah. Well, my higher self listens to my body. How about yours? Well, my body listens to my higher self. No, I don't know who listens to who here.
Yes.
That can get complicated.
It can, yeah. That conversation between four people reminds me another story I have.
All right, tell me.
So this story happened in Spain. And there was this lady, a friend of ours, and she was really beautiful Spanish woman, right? From south of Spain. And we were out, and my sister, it was actually my sister's friend, but I was also friends with her. And we were out, and then we saw this guy coming towards us, and he was a bad person. He was like shady, right, in the club. Not a club, like it's kind of a club bar thing in Seville. Anyway, so he comes over, and we can tell he's bad news. And she looks at him, and she's like nearly like salivating,
Because she likes bad news boys?
No, she doesn't. She's like, she doesn't like that type of guy at all, right? And she's like, she said, we got to leave. And I said, what's going on? And she said, well, I think, my body really wants to shag that guy.
I told you.
and my soul does not. I mean, my soul hates that guy, hates him, like really hates him. And I was looking at them, and their bodies had been, in a previous lifetime, they'd been together and they liked each other a lot.
Yeah.
But their souls had not been in those bodies at the time, and they were enemies. Their souls had been with other bodies.
Oh, I see.
And they were enemies.
Wow.
Right?
That'll be a spicy relationship, won't it?
No, she walked away, man.
Well, it would have been.
That
would have been on like it would have been on like Donkey Kong.
Oh my gosh. And I mentioned the things, that I could see, and she's like, that makes perfect sense. Like people we used to hang out with, they were quite awake and they knew these things, incarnation and reincarnation and all that stuff. And it was so clear. So that conversation of like body to body and soul to soul and soul to body and soul to body. I mean, yeah, it's can get very complicated.
Very complicated in this room.
Yeah. I don't know. I had never followed up. I wondered if she actually got together with that guy or not, but I don't think so. That night she didn't.
But she was probably thinking about him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, so another dramatic example of substance addiction, the body prioritizes numbness or pleasure despite the soul knowing the long-term consequences can be catastrophic. Yeah. The body will tell the person that the truth is that if they have a few drinks, their pleasure and comfort will increase. Yes, it's true. A short-term pleasure for a long-term gain. Long-term gain. Long-term pain, again, an instance where the body doesn't see long-term results as relevant. That's what you said, when we started. For many years, your body was the driver's seat of, let's have a few beers. And then you wake up somewhere.
Yeah, my soul would have a little argument about it, but it'd give up quite fast.
Yeah.
Because the body can be pretty convincing.
Oh, yeah. The body can be very convincing.
It is.
And when it doesn't get its own way, it can be very uncomfortable.
It can make you very uncomfortable too, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It can be a little bit of a bossy.
A quieter example is turning down a better job because being the new person feels uncomfortable, even though staying puts limits on the person's growth and career. The body is telling the truth when saying that staying with what is familiar is less stressful in the short term. The body can't see long term, right?
Yeah, it's like the dogs that will absolutely not save the chicken
for tomorrow.
If I have,
what about the dogs that bury their bones?
Well, they're stuffed and they're not saving it for tomorrow. They just don't want anybody else to get it. It has nothing to do with saving it for later. It's like nobody else get this. I'm hiding it.
That way. Yeah, I thought it was because
I would eat it if I could, but my stomach is too full, so I have to hide it so nobody else eats it.
Yeah, that makes sense now, huh?
Yes, you can watch PB do that. And even though she's not hungry, if the cats come on the couch, she has to gobble it up or else the cat will get it. It has nothing to do with herself.
Yeah, it does.
It's just to keep it away from them. It's right now problem.
Okay, why feeling good was never meant to make life decisions.
Well, we have to think about life in terms of body life and soul life and what the soul brings to life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we have fish, we have other animals, let's just say other animal bodies, and they all seem to have some form of life decision ability, but it's more like go where the food is kind of life decision. Go where the girls are, or vice versa, the boys are going to be, or, that kind of an immediate thing. It's not like, we got too many bodies here. We need to spread out. There's automatic pilot things that make these life decisions for bodies.
Yeah.
And soul brings the long-term strategy to the bodies. We will stash stuff. I mean, just read it.
Okay. I use body sensation as a guidance system in very limited ways. It helps me find lost objects or navigate while driving without an address. For that, it's precise and useful. But it does not work for life decisions. Change is uncomfortable. Growth disrupts equilibrium. New directions activate fear and uncertainty in the body. If comfort were the deciding factor, no meaningful transformation would ever occur.
Why does pain avoidance feel intelligent and responsible, though? I mean, mostly we use it as an excuse not to do something.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, there's a few things. One of them, and I think we're going to go into them too, but one of the things is that this is the way we've been programmed from when we were kids.
Right. There is some of that because some generations were raised differently, right?
Yeah.
And the one that we're in currently, for the most part, is designed for pleasure seeking.
Yeah.
And immediate
endorphin
addiction, in a sense. The blue lights and the internet's instant gratifications and overload of information and pleasure at the moment's whatever, right? And when we grew up, I don't know about you guys, but there was cartoons on Saturday.
What do you mean by you guys?
Who was listening?
Okay.
There was cartoons from 9 o'clock till 11 or something like that on Saturday morning. Or maybe it was 7 o'clock. I don't know what time it was in the morning. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But there was a very, very short window.
Yes.
And it was on Saturday. And if you missed it,
it's over for the
entire week, there isn't going to be cartoons on the TV, period.
Right.
Unless it's Christmas sometimes they'll have a Christmas cartoon in the afternoon or evening. But you had to be there.
Called Charlie Brown.
And the Charlie Browns were so dumb. I hated them. I don't like it, but at least it's a cartoon. Nowadays, I mean, there's more channels of cartoons than you could even think of. You could literally have Saturday morning, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the rest of your life and not run out.
Yeah. And not have to watch something twice even. Not even once.
Not even once rewatch. Yeah. So it's a different world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Bodies had a little bit more backseat, maybe.
Yes, definitely backseat.
And now they've been pushed to the front. Mm-hmm. And the push on your body to the front in the decision-making process is a manipulation.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Of control.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So short-term comfort is not the same as long-term wisdom. The phrase, the path of least resistance, often gets misused. What people actually follow is the path of least comfort.
Least discomfort or least comfort?
Sorry, discomfort. Yes. Although sometimes comfort too. Just
most comfort, least discomfort.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Because change triggers resistance in the body, the mind, and even our co-creators, choosing comfort often results in standing still. The familiar feels safer than the unknown, even when it leads nowhere. Quote, I wanted to move to a high-frequency community, but it rains there all the time, and my body can't stand the rain. Unquote.
Yes.
We've heard
that
so many times.
Yeah. And okay, it does rain, but it has zero effect on connecting with high-frequency community.
Right.
It doesn't rain all the time either.
Don't tell them that. Everybody will move here. They know it's sunny.
That's fine. It is sunny.
I know. I'm just kidding. Kidding. Basing the entire decision of where to live on body comfort disregards the entirety of their experience and relationship with their community. Figuring out when it's fear or pain or rain making the decision or an intuitive guidance system is a fine line. Let's learn how to discern what is what when it comes to body discomfort. Because it can be a guidance system, like we mentioned earlier, right?
So if the body prioritizes relief, how do you override that for wisdom?
The body is wired to reduce pain and avoid stress. Discomfort signals danger. The instruction is simple. Stop, withdraw, avoid. The system is essential for survival. It's not designed for strategic decision-making. That's the difference.
Yeah, use it for what it's good for and, not like ignore it, but it's like understand that that's where its point of view comes from.
Yes.
Right now, immediately, this information is about how I'm going to feel right now.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what about in a week or a month? How am I going to be in a week or a month? That's different.
That's different, yeah.
That's how you move into the wisdom.
When the body leads, long-term considerations disappear. In our present society, we're taught and wired for instant gratification and endorphin hits. Breaking through the discomfort of change is not something that is encouraged or taught in school. And even the places that teach it, like boot camp in the armed forces, it is done in ways that also include brainwashing and following orders that push us past our humaneness. Or cramming for exams, final exams. Harsh and hard and uncomfortable, but teaches short-term memory of useless data over long-term wisdom or discernment. In other words, our society does not teach us any high-frequency reason or way to push past discomfort in order to see a clear long-term road ahead.
But you teach it?
Yes. Yes, we do. Ta-da! Wisdom sees further than sensation. The body can provide valuable data, but only when framed correctly. Sensations help refine questions. They do not provide answers. Wisdom holds context. It sees timing, consequence, and trajectory. When wisdom leads, the body eventually recalibrates. We have to take this into consideration when dealing with body discomforts as we make our long-term decisions. One of the reasons why bodies react so heavily to long-term decisions that require change is another aspect of society that is encouraged to disempower us. Where is the aspect of teaching people to make decisions on their own, or their spouse if they're married, not as a group or tribe? Group or tribe decision-making is so corrupted in society that we have been taught to distrust it absolutely. Huge financial intellectual investments go into manipulating decision-making of leaders and groups of people, making them think that they're making good long-term decisions, when in fact, the decisions were made for them. And yes, those manipulations are all comfort-discomfort based. All our bodies are involved in this: emotional, mental, ego, energy, as well as physical. And I saw that happening when one of these studies was funded in a company I worked for in Spain to create a very well-known model of group decision-making to make the people in each group make the decisions that somebody else had already made. And I'm going to talk about that on our private hour because it has confidential information in it.
All right. Second hour. If you don't know what that is,
drivingtotheres.com.
drivingtotheres.com.
Get into the Wisdom Seeker, Wisdom Keeper hour. Yeah. Okay. I'm not giving us an out or excuses for letting the seeking of comfort and pleasure be our main decision-making tool. I'm bringing this information into awareness so that we can understand what's happening and we can pivot from our previous disabling habits and into empowered ones. Let's understand what we're doing and not fall for the blame game here. Because often when I talk about these things, education, society, religion, programs that are designed to nudge people in a certain way, all those things, we can immediately start going into the victim-aggressor and start blaming others for what we do. But that's not the case, because now you know the information, you can't be manipulated anymore.
Right. And when you say you're not giving us an out or an excuse, what do you mean by that?
That exactly that. It's like I'm giving you this information so that you understand what's happening and don't but not to start blaming people or yourself.
I wouldn't have done it, but my body made me.
Or I wouldn't have done it, but my body was taught in school to do this. Or my parents taught me how to do that.
In other words, don't use this as a blame tool.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't blame your body for this.
And don't blame your parents
or your parents and everything
or your
else.
school.
Or the schooling you have.
Yeah,
because you have the information now.
Exactly.
And you found it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Why listening only to the body shrinks futures? Somatic information is useful, but it must be interpreted, not obeyed.
What's somatic?
Body-based.
Body-based information is useful, but needs to be interpreted, not necessarily obeyed.
Right.
Okay.
And periods of high stress, fear, or loss are especially poor times to use body sensations to guide decisions.
Right. At the end of the spectrum, in periods of high stress and high strain, it does tend to make it becomes the priority. So like someone close to you passes away, you need to feel like your body just wants maybe to withdraw, or some bodies want to be around everyone else, or some bodies want to be this, some bodies want to be that.
But don't make a life-changing decision when you're in that stress time.
But don't make a decision to buy or sell your house then.
Yeah, exactly.
Based on what your body is feeling.
Right.
You see the difference there? We can give it comfort.
Of course. Yeah.
Because we can see with our wisdom that this request of the body for this feeling of comfort isn't like drinking a gallon of whiskey. This actually is supportive of my body.
Right.
So what the wisdom tells the body yes to are the things that are supportive of, our long-term and our short-term combined process.
Yes, exactly. The body might want to just go on a binge, and just stay drunk for the next 3 months.
We're not going to say yes.
No, don't say that. Yes to that.
The body might want to be like, withdraw for an hour or two, or have a nap, or just close the door and shut everybody out for a little while. Okay, fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, you could do that for a month. I mean...
yeah, you could actually.
It's not going to.
I put a timer on it.
I could give you. You can have a day. You could have a couple of days. You don't get a month. get yourself together. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I would give him a month. But it's
I guess it depends on the situation.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I think a month is too long.
I don't. So it's like, it has a finite timing.
It has a finite timing.
And then in the between, you do other things that support yourself long term and your body long term, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So what we're not saying is ignore it.
And we're not saying make a life-changing decision while you're in that state.
Definitely.
That's not a good idea. Just don't do it.
And you just basically that. You know that the information your body's going to be giving you in these stressful, high stress or high dramatic something circumstances is going to be colored. And it's not necessarily going to be accurate.
Right. It's going to be colored with please stop this pain.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's avoid the pain. Okay. So who is in charge?
Well, one more thing about that.
Mm-hmm.
There is a point about resonance.
Mm-hmm.
And I do or don't resonate with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I often thought or feel like it's your body resonate or body resonance. Mm-hmm. Does your body resonate with this or not with this? Mm-hmm. And I can see at some times in my life, does your body resonate with this tall, cold glass of beer? And it says, oh, yes. And that's something like using your body for making a choice, but it's not exactly the same, or is it? How is resonance? Because that's the other thing I hear. Do you resonate? Oh yeah, I resonate with that. Mm-hmm. I don't resonate with that. I'm not doing that. So is that them using their body as the resonance tool, or is that a wisdom, higher self resonance tool, or how do you differentiate?
I have a class called Truthing, and I go into great detail about what resonance means and where it comes from and when to use it and when not to use it and how to use it. So that explains a whole bunch of stuff. Like a summary of it without the tools would be a resonance can come in from a negative program. It could be being filtered through a negative program, for example. And so that resonance wouldn't be positive or high frequency for the person, even though it's resonating for the person, is not a good thing for them to do it. And vice versa.
Using high frequency experience as the litmus.
Yeah. So, and vice versa. So something that does not resonate for the body, like we were talking here, could be because there's a program or a fear or something. So it's not resonating for them to take the new job, even though it is actually the high frequency choice for growth.
Right. So don't switch resonating for my body says it don't want to. Well, I don't resonate with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one of these keys, is that one of the hard things for most people to do is consistently make what would be called high frequency choices using the tools that they have at their disposal. Because, well, we have a lot of interferences, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So that class teaches you how to get through all the interferences and programs.
The detoxing class does too. I think the detoxifying your life class probably hits on a lot of the influences that have brought you to a lower resonating frequency choice pattern, right? Or blaming your body for saying yes and no thingies, is the toxins that we're kind of like exposed to and that maybe we're not aware of enough to detox from.
Yeah. Including entities or chemicals,
Chemicals.
Yes,
all
indeed.
Kinds of things.
Good point. Yeah. An example of that would be an acquaintance of ours came for some advice, and this person is like an author and had a huge influence on many, many people. And when she went into a crisis mode, and when she came for me for help, and I said, you need to stop drinking alcohol. And she said, but I only have a couple of glasses a week. I'm not going to give up on that. That's one of my only pleasures in life.
Like the angel in the movie we watched. He was smoking.
Yes, exactly.
No,
Giving up smoking.
I'm not giving up smoking. That's the all I've got.
I'm
not stopping.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yes, exactly.
And I said, well, 2 glasses a week, really? And she said, well, maybe a glass a night or something before bed.
So already we're at 7.
Yes, exactly.
And 2 is probably more like 14.
Yeah.
And 2 is probably like,
and I said,
finish the bottle.
I said,
and
listen,
2 is, that glass has gotten awfully large lately.
I said, there's nothing I can do to help you.
Yeah.
Or advise you to do. There's absolutely nothing until you give up that alcohol. Once you give up the alcohol, you call me back. I think it's been a few years now.
I think she checked in a few times, but I don't think she was able to drop that.
No, every time I asked her, because that's right. She came in for advice again and says, did you complete the homework? What homework? Giving up alcohol? No. And that would be it. Yeah. But so, yeah, that's one of those situations for toxins. The toxin actually rules the day.
Yes.
At a body level.
That rules even takes over the wisdom decisions. It's just like, it somehow drowns it out.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And if you could detoxify from those things, then you can hear again.
Yeah.
And when you can hear again, then you can say, no, we're not having a beer. It doesn't actually look good even. A tall, cold glass of no, thank you.
Yes.
I watched one of my friends. He said his wife would give her all the money for the whole year from catching fish.
Mm-hmm.
Then she'd give him, I don't know, $4 a day or something, because otherwise he'd blow it, right?
Oh my gosh.
And she said the other thing that he had to do is he couldn't drink more than 2 beers a day. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And
man, oh man. When you think of 2 beers, you think of 2 cans of beer.
Mm-hmm.
He found 2 cans of beer that were, because a normal can of beer is like 12 ounces. He found 40 ounce 1 can. And then a normal beer has like 3 or 4% alcohol. He found ones with 14% alcohol.
So you got around it.
He would only buy 2 beers, but they were giant.
Oh my God.
And they had 5 times the alcohol of a normal beer. But he would only have 2.
Right.
Oh my God. Like, I don't think that
was... Or like the alcoholics that drink vodka because it means water in Russian.
Yes. Okay. It's not funny. It's not funny, but it is kind of funny because, I mean, it's one of those things. It's so predominant in our society, in almost every society. Yeah. And it's so destructive all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember when I was drinking and people would say this kind of thing, but like, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear it. Right?
Yeah.
But it's true.
It's true. Yeah. So who's in charge?
Who's in charge? Exactly.
The body is an extraordinary instrument for navigating a physical world. It is fast, sensitive, and deeply invested in survival.
Very good at it.
But it was never meant for long-term strategists.
Right. Long-term strategists was more like body collective.
Yes.
Body collectives, like, go too warm. Go south, my child.
When we hand authority to comfort or pain avoidance, we don't stay safe, we stay small. Through thousands of reasonably seeming choices that favor relief and pleasure over direction. Discomfort, fear, mental spinning, and emotional exhaustion do not automatically mean we're doing something wrong. They often means that we're doing something new. Whether it's wrong or right needs further work and exploration. The mistake is not feeling the signals. The mistake is letting them decide for us before we can figure out what they're saying. When the body's under stress, the task is not to reorganize our lives around eliminating those sensations. The task is to restore clarity, process the charge, and step into a wider field of awareness, where decisions can be made with context, timing, and purpose intact. From that larger awareness, the body can be met with care rather than obedience. Comfort can follow, but it does not lead. Remission and long-term goals don't respond to how comfortable we feel and how much pleasure we're getting moment to moment. High-frequency reality responds to who's in charge. Make sure it's you.
Make sure it's you.
Yeah.
I love it. So there were a couple of things I wanted to end with. One of them were, some conclusions. The body is an instrument, not the strategist. Don't reorganize life around eliminating sensations. Meet them with care, but let purpose lead. High-frequency reality responds to who's in charge. You.
Make sure it's you.
Comfort follows wisdom, not the other way around.
Yes.
I think that's super valuable.
Yes.
In our second hour, Wisdom Keepers, we wanted to close by letting you who are listening now into some of the questions that we're going to ask our panelists.
Yes.
Let's see what they come up with.
Okay.
One of them is, what does each panelist do before making a major decision?
Ooh.
And I want to know how they process their fear without letting their fear decide for them.
Yes.
And what do they do to put themselves back in charge when their body starts to hijack them a little bit?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Steve.
See you there. Give me a kiss.
Join us for the rest of this conversation at driveintotheres.com.
And when you go to driveintotheres.com and you join in the rest of the show, rest of the second hour, you also get to join in the after party. 9 o'clock on Fridays, we all get together, including you. Hi, Adelina.
Hi, Inari and Nari. So good to be here.
Yes.
We
Did your
had
body say it was okay to show up today? Or did your body want to stay home?
Well, my soul wants to be here.
Yes.
My body is making progress.
Okay, that's good.
So what's stopping your body? Is it too rainy and cold, or is too far of a trip, or what's going on?
Oh, my body is like, oh, let's stay in the house, cozy, and the kids around and play maybe and have some tea and, just be cozy, and warm.
Cozy and warm. Yes.
Sounds
Yes.
like body.
Yeah.
Yes,
like that.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I come home from our trip to town, and if it's warm and cozy, the dogs rush up to the fence and say, hello, what'd you get? But if it's rainy, they'll be like, I'm not coming over there.
They don't even say hello to him.
Don't even say hello. Their
Yes.
body's the boss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.